Hello students, welcome back to your online digital classroom. Study Nest. I am Deepak Sharma, your English teacher. Today we'll do a poem, The Heart of the Tree, class 10th of ICSE. So before we start, I request you all again to subscribe the channel and pass the video to your friends as well. The Heart of the Tree by ICSE Werner. The poem starts with a question. In all three stanzas, the poet has asked the same question again and again, and he himself has answered the question. The question is for the readers: what does he plan to plant a tree? So this is the question, and he himself has answered the question. He plants a friend of sun and sky. He plants the flag of breezes free. The shaft of beauty towering high. He plants a home to heaven aneath. For song and mother croon of bird, in hushed and happy twilight heard, the treble of heaven's harmony, these things he planned who plants a tree. So here he has mentioned that the tree is a friend of atmosphere, and he has considered sun and sky a friend of tree. How can a sun and sky be friend of tree? Because sun is responsible for the warmth, which is important for the germination of seed, and sky where the clouds are formed, and clouds are responsible for the rainfall. That's why sun and sky are a friend of tree. After that, if the tree reduces the air temperature, purify air, they are responsible for a gentle and a free breeze, free air. And if a place is full of greenery, the poet has compared that place with heaven. Why? Because even the imagination of heaven gives us a feeling of joy, calmness, and quietness and happiness. Same is a green place that not only suits our soul, make us feel happy, and being at a green place or staying at a green place, a shady place, we feel happy and at ease and comfortable. And it's also the plants are also a nesting place. The birds build their nest in the plants, and in the evening time at the twilight, the poet has mentioned the twilight. Twilight is the end of the day after the sun has gone down. So at that time, when the these birds return back to their nest, bring food for their nestlings, and the children are happy. They give a humming sound, and that makes the place very nice, and it's a full of harmony. It's full of harmony. The sound made there is compared to the harmony of heaven. As I mentioned earlier also, that the poet has compared a shady green place with heaven. So these things he planned to plant trees. So these things, the one who is planting a plant is not only planting a plant, he is planting a lot of things along with the plant. He is planting harmony, he is planting brotherhood, he is planting greenery, he is planting a shelter for animals, he is planting a friend of sun and sky, he is planting a tree which is responsible for fresh and gentle breeze. Okay, so many things, not only planting. So planting a tree is planting a lot of things along with the same plant. The second stanza: what does he plant who plants a tree? Again he has asked a question. He plants cool shade and tender rain. Cool shade, in the summer months, plants provide a shelter and cool shade, and gentle rainfall also. As you people know, plants are responsible for rainfall as well. And seeds and bud of days to be, and they provide, trees give us seeds which are useful for the future. Okay, they are useful for the future because these seeds, when we sow these seeds in the fields, they again grow up as a plant and become tree. So these trees are for the future. These seeds are in fact a connection between your present and your future. As we people, human being, multiply, in the same way the plants also multiply, and but we get seed from the plants only. That's why these plants are responsible for the future trees as well. And years that fade and flush again, and in the duration of years they flush, means they die and again grow up. Same, it's you see that this plant life is as similar as a human life. So we also come to the earth, we just pass a lifetime on earth and then we pass out, we leave this earth forever. And same are the plants, they grow, they germinate, they become a tree, and after years and years they also die and they move away. He plants the glory of the plains. The plains are glorified because of the trees only. The trees make plains look beautiful. The harvest of coming age, as I told you, these are the plants are the harvest, means the reward of the coming age. The coming age will be rewarded by these plants only. The joy that unborn eyes shall see. Unborn eyes, the one, those who have not born yet, and when they'll born and they'll grow up, they'll find this natural heritage on earth. So they'll be very happy. So the one who is planting a tree is not planting a tree for himself, he is planting a tree for the coming generation. He is planting the beauty, he is planting the shelter, he is planting the coolness, he is planting many things for the coming generation. This is what we are going to give to the coming generation. Otherwise, the earth will be a planet without trees, without water, because plants are responsible for water. Now the third stanza, what does he plant who plants a tree? Again he is asking a question, what does he plant who plants a tree? He plants in sap and leaf and wood. So he is planting, sap is a liquid that is responsible for that carries food to all the parts of the plant. He is planting sap, he is planting leaf and wood. We remember all these things we get from the plant only. That's why he is planting these things with the plant. In love of home and loyalty, the plants are responsible, they provide us with good values like love and loyalty. Okay, and far cast thought of civic good, civic good for the welfare of the people. When we plant a tree, we do a welfare for the society, welfare for the people, because we are not the only one who is going to sit under the shade of the plant or will have the fruits or other thing which we get from the plant. The entire society is going to be benefited from this plant. His blessing on the neighborhood, who in the hollow of his hand holds all the growth of all our land. Hollow of a land, of a hand means a palm, in which in a palm of his hand, where one has the most protected thing. So okay, so he is having a plant, the hollow of his hand, he is having a plant, and that plant holds the growth of all land, means the growth of the entire world. That small plant is responsible for the growth of the entire world. A nation's growth from sea to sea. So all the entire world development progress is dependent on the progress of the forested area of a country. Stare in his heart who plants a tree. So he wants the poet emphasize the fact that the country's growth and development depends on its wealth of trees. One who plants a tree is conscious of this fact. One who is planting a tree is conscious of this fact, that a country's development is directly or indirectly dependent on the progress of the plants. So that was the explanation.